excellent opportunity for companies such as Hamilton Standard to adopt a group of kids from a local high school and mentor them in science, engineering, and math.
I've always been interested in doing something like this. The shop teacher and I have been trying to get together to do a coordinated activity for many, many years.
Andy DePino and myself were approached by Mr. Ross as to whether we would be interested in doing a project in cooperation with Hamilton Standard.
And we saw the opportunity present itself. We just jumped at it. We were both interested in some sort of group activity where we could take the information that the kids learn in class in the theoretical aspects and now take it and apply it in a real-life situation. This just presented itself magnificently.
We didn't even ask what it was all about other than what we were told. We probably had a meeting going within a week, and the project was going within 2 weeks.
Students can get right in on the ground floor, small business like ours, and see where this technology is actually put to use or where it's developed. They can see they can fit into that, and there is an opportunity for them for their future.
And some future rocket scientists may have been found in Enfield today. Students from the Enrico Fermi School will once again be taking part in a science competition called FIRST, for inspiration and recognition of science and technology. Students met with members of the Hamilton Standard Space Systems today to brainstorm about ideas for this year's competition.
This is our second year with Hamilton working with Fermi High School in the FIRST competition. And last year it was just the two of us, and we did very well. This year we took the opportunity to bring on another partner, Technoproducts. Technoproducts this year has been extremely valuable in making precision parts. It's been a learning experience for some of us at Hamilton, but particularly for the students, seeing what can be done at a machine shop.
The opportunity to work on something this high-tech.
Even high-tech projects have low-tech jobs.
I would use a computer every once in a while, but now I love working with this kind of stuff. I love going and seeing what the control team's doing, how they're hooking up everything, and it's really interesting to see, especially because we are going to need technology in the future.
Seeing the robot in the competition, knowing that I helped build it, and hopefully watching it win.
And you start with, on paper, a little sketch with numbers on it, and it turns into what you see here, So it's neat to see everything going on step by step.
We all got together and we had nothing. We had this box of parts, and we built a robot out of it. I think that's so huge.
I knew this project was going to be an opportunity to use my brain and to think outside the classroom and to finally put what I've learned in the classroom to use. And once the robot was completed, I saw it and I said to myself, wow, I helped build that. It was just amazing to see Buzz in action. They trusted you to do it right. They didn't like, when they gave you a job to do, they didn't sit over you and make sure that you did it perfectly. The engineers really trusted us, and I like that.
It's a younger group, primarily. They seem to be primarily interested in fabricating, getting their hands on it and working that way. A lot more than last year, I think.
It's probably the ability and the chance to finally get to really work with adults and have them treat you as an equal. I've never really had that experience of working with an adult and having them treat me as like I was on the same level as them.
Art LeClaire, he's really funny. He makes me feel comfortable when I talk to him. And if I do something wrong, if they ask me to do something and I do it wrong, he won't be like, you did this wrong. And he'll be like, uh-oh, Susie, you did something wrong, So he makes me laugh and he makes me feel good.
Our engineering team met almost every day before school, before they came into school, to really gear up in terms of how they could involve the students more. And it seemed that the students were made to feel, at least from our standpoint, to be as integral a part of this project as the engineers and the teachers that were involved with it. Everyone was on kind of an equal basis.
Somebody used to say engineers are just engineers. You know, they work on their projects and they're not personal. They just do things in order. And I can't say that I see that at all, and nor do my kids see that.
The spirit of teamwork was amazing, that everybody has a particular different job, and they all work as a team, and then they come together as a unit and put together a final product.
It's pretty good how the whole team really can get along. And most of the time everyone works together, and I think you really can get things done faster working as a team.
I think that robotics is more like a family than your sports teams, and you're more combined, I guess you could say. You have to speak with everybody, and you're always interacting with a lot of people.
No one person could really build Buzz himself or herself, and it was just a team effort to make Buzz work.
Our team was run like a business, I think, where we had like each individual subgroups, and we all had to work together, you know, to make this robot. And I think like those skills that you learn, like how to work with people, and will just help you in throughout life.
One thing that impressed me as an engineer, to see students so proud of what they built, that last year they physically took Buzz around and showed it to the local schools in Enfield.
The engineers and the students just have an incredible relationship. I worked with a lot of them. Last year I worked with, let's see, one engineer was my favorite, Bob Davis.
I think we're close-knit. I think the engineers feel for the students. And the students, I think, feel for us, too. I really liked that Christmas card. That was great. That made my whole day.
Me and one of the other teammates, Nicole, we were sitting around and we were just trying to think of what we could do for the engineers, because we had everything they had done for us last year. We really wanted to do something for them. So we decided to dress up our robot Buzz with a Santa hat and a stocking and some garlands, and make Christmas cards out of them and send them to all the engineers.
As we worked together last year, as we shared this experience, I found out that you yourself and the other students, you really wanted to do this. If you didn't want to do it, if we were forcing you into it, then I wouldn't have come back. But you really seemed to want to do it, and you certainly seemed to like working with the doc and myself and Jim and all of the other engineers.
I think all the students really enjoyed working with the engineers. Couldn't have been any better people to work with.
Is this what you want?
You bet it is. We're really on a roll now.
First Robotics, involving our country's youth in science and engineering, will keep our country's competitiveness on a roll.
Hamilton Standard, Technic Products, and Fairby High School are pumped up on this partnership.
First Robotics, turning today's students into tomorrow's pioneers.
First lessons learned last a lifetime.
Roll again.
And I do try to show a return appreciation by sending in a batch of homemade cookies once in a while.